Most people growing potatoes in bags are making one mistake that quietly destroys their harvest before the plants even flower. They fill the entire bag with soil on day one. Sounds harmless, but it actually reduces underground stem growth, overheats the root zone, wastes nutrients, and cuts potato production almost in half in hot weather. I learned this the hard way after comparing full bag planting against layered hilling in the same backyard season. The difference was massive. One set produced small scattered potatoes. The other produced dense clusters with almost double the yield from the same seed potatoes. And the frustrating part is most gardening videos still teach the wrong method. Before we get into the setup, let me save you a problem that ruins container potatoes: constantly inconsistent moisture. Potato bags dry out faster than raised beds, especially along the sides where heat builds up. I now check moisture and root zone conditions regularly using the YAMRON 4-in-1 soil moisture meter because container soil can look wet on top while staying bone dry lower down. It also helps track pH and sunlight intensity, which matters more than people realize with potatoes. I'll leave the exact one I use in the description if you want to check it out. Catching moisture problems early prevents cracked tubers and weak root systems later. Now here's what actually works if you want serious yields from grow bags. You need a bag that holds at least 40 to 60 liters of soil. Smaller bags dry too quickly and restrict tuber expansion. Fabric grow bags work best because they air prune roots and prevent overheating, but even heavy-duty feed sacks can work if drainage is good. The soil mix matters more than the bag itself. Potatoes hate compacted soil. If the mix becomes dense, tubers deform and growth slows dramatically. I use roughly 50% compost, 30% loose topsoil, and 20% coarse material like coco coir or aged wood fines for airflow. Too much manure is a mistake. It pushes excessive leafy growth while reducing actual potato formation underground. And this next part is where beginners lose production without realizing it. Do not fill the bag completely at planting. Start with only about 20 centimeters of soil at the bottom. Place your seed potatoes with the sprouts facing upward, then cover lightly. As the stems grow taller, gradually add more soil around the stems over several weeks. This process, called hilling, encourages the buried stems to produce additional tubers. This is not gardening theory. I've tested side-by-side bags repeatedly. The layered approach consistently produces more potatoes because the plant keeps forming new underground growth zones instead of exhausting itself near the surface. Now here's the part most people ignore until it's too late: sunlight exposure. Potatoes in bags heat up faster than potatoes in ground soil. A black grow bag sitting against concrete in afternoon sun can cook the root zone even while the leaves appear healthy. If temperatures rise too high, tuber formation slows or stops completely. That's why I prefer morning sun with light afternoon protection in hotter climates. In cooler regions, full sun works fine. But if your leaves wilt every afternoon even with wet soil, heat stress is probably the real issue, not lack of water. And speaking of water, potatoes hate inconsistency more than underwatering itself. 1 week of dry soil followed by heavy watering often causes splitting and hollow tubers. Container potatoes need steady moisture, especially once flowering begins. Not soaked. Not dry. Consistent. This is where most gardeners accidentally sabotage their crop by watering on a schedule instead of checking actual conditions. Hot windy days can empty a grow bag fast, while cooler cloudy weather keeps it wet for days longer than expected. Once the plants reach about knee height, don't rush to add nitrogen fertilizer. That's another common mistake. Excess nitrogen creates giant leafy plants with disappointing harvests underneath. At that stage, potatoes need more potassium and phosphorus to support tuber production, not endless leaf growth. One trick that dramatically improved my harvests was adding a light layer of straw mulch on top of the soil once the bag was mostly filled. It reduced moisture swings, cooled the surface, and prevented the top layer from hardening under heat. Now let's talk about something most growers don't notice until harvest day. If your potato plants suddenly flower heavily and then the leaves slowly begin yellowing from the bottom upward, that's usually a good sign. The plant is shifting energy underground. But if yellowing starts early while stems stay thin and weak, that often points to poor drainage or nutrient imbalance. Healthy potato plants should feel vigorous and thick-stemmed by mid-season. Weak growth above ground almost always means weak tuber development below it. And don't harvest too early just because the plants look big. For full-size storage potatoes, wait until most foliage naturally dies back. That final waiting period matters more than people think because the skins toughen underground, improving storage life dramatically. When harvest day finally comes, dump the bag gently instead of digging aggressively. You'll avoid slicing into your best potatoes with a shovel, which happens more often than gardeners admit. The reason I still grow potatoes in bags even after years of raised bed gardening is simple: control. Better soil structure, fewer soil-borne diseases, easier harvesting, and surprisingly high yields in small spaces when managed properly. But the real secret is understanding how the plant behaves underground, not just keeping the leaves green above soil level. That's the difference between casually growing potatoes and producing heavy harvests consistently year after year. If you want more practical growing guides based on real garden testing instead of recycled internet advice, subscribe to the channel and share this video with another grower who's tired of disappointing potato harvests.